What's up everyone and welcome to this update. If you're here to know where you can buy this asset, really at what price, what you can expect next on this QNT coin, you're at the right place. I'm going to explain you everything in today's update, but as always we planned everything before already we go lower than this right here, simply because we have done an update. I have done an update to the VIPs. Really, there is no any VIP membership anymore, so what you have to do here, if you want to see how I have been able to find all these waves, all these targets, all of this really, or to make my plan, you just have to click the link in the description. It's absolutely free, just an unlisted video really that was for VIPs before that I'm going to make public, so you just have to go and check this out. It's a video that lasts for an hour. Again, you have me doing some charting, thinking about what we can look for, all of this. So I think taking some trades or thinking about Bitcoin at the same time because it was moving, I think. But yeah, so yeah, all the waves here have been planned already in the sorry, within the VIP section, as you can see here before it happened. Oh my god, sorry. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We're going to, of course, I'm going to show you everything, so you don't need to watch another update. I'm not gonna do the smaller wave, okay, of this. I'm not going to do this at all. I don't have time for this right now. I'm not trading this asset, so personally I don't need to do this. Just going to update everything, really see how it played since we have update, since I have done some TAs on this. And yeah, anyway, let's get started with this. So as always, by the way, if you want to learn Elliott Wave, don't forget that you're at the right place. You can absolutely learn Elliott Wave on our website, the MOONCHARTS.info website. Just go in the plan section, create an account with a member upgrade that is absolutely free. You have already basics and even more than the basics. For example, ABC flat, ABC zigzag, impulsive, extension, retracement tool, all the targets, how to place it on every wave. All of this, really, you have this for free waiting for you on the website. Now for WXY, XNZ, and all the stuff like that, triangle, leading, ending, this is for apprentice. All these courses are for apprentice, and if you want to learn an order flow, this right here, this is for apprentice. This is also something that I cannot make free, really. This is also a big part of my experience. So yeah, anyway, so here what we have planned is simply a bigger double XY here to the downside, really. Okay, I'm gonna show you the targets next, but yeah, again, if you want to know how to find all these waves, just go and check out the video. You have the link in the description. So first, double XY to the downside, so we'll have a correction. Then we'll have an ABC zigzag, so another correction. If we have a correction, what we can look for next, it's simply a double XY. Why? Because here, again, we could be, for example, if you're learning a wave, you're going to say, hey, okay, but here, if we have a correction, we'll have another correction, then what can be that start? It can be a flat. Yeah, but the thing is, for an ABC flat, we have to retrace 90%. Do we have the 90% retracement here? Absolutely not, okay? If you pull this retracement here, the 90% is here. There is still, we can of course still be in that X wave here and make this bigger. It's absolutely something possible. For example, we can make such W, X, and Y. That's why we are going to plan the targets here to the downside, so you can see where we can buy and at what price, okay? Sorry, just gonna drink a bit of water. All right, done. But yeah, so if you have a correction, we do not retrace 90% minimum, then we have, and we cannot really look for double XY for the moment. So I'm going to make it very easy. For now, I'm going to take this double XY, okay? Now, yeah, be aware of that. We can still absolutely be, okay? You have to really be concentrate for this video, because that count on this coin is really not easy at all, okay? You're going to understand why, because we have a lot of configurations. Sadly, again, this is a problem sometimes when you have some correction everywhere. This is complex, right? But yeah, everything is complex. But if that was too easy, of course, everyone, for example, if trading Bitcoin was easy, everyone will be rich, right? So yeah, this is a bit complex, but it's not impossible to understand, and I'm gonna try to make it, of course, very easy so you can understand everything. So here, of course, so yeah, we can be in this kind of bigger W, X, and Y into that X wave, okay? We can be also and make an ABC flat into that X wave, so to speak, an A, B, take out the lows, and then I see here, this is something possible. So as always, in that case here, correction, and then we'll have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this, for example, will trap a lot of people. Why? Because people will look for a bam, double XY like this, for example, double XY. Okay, we have done this, but remember, double XY is a Y that cannot finish with double XY. So if we do this, hey, we have to look for this kind of configuration. That's why you learn your waves, so you don't be trapped with this kind of configuration. Because oh my god, we have 5 waves. We're looking for a wave 1, 2, and bam, 3 or 5. No, absolutely ABC zigzag to the upside. No, absolutely no. You have 5 waves here to the upside because that's an ABC flat, and so here we drop and we take out the lows once more, and so you're like, okay, it's time to sell. We're getting down, whatever, and yeah, you just get wrecked, really. But anyway, so that's why, yeah, I'm aware that we can make a bigger X wave. And again, if we, for example, rise like this, what it is really. If we just take, for example, with the x wave W root, then it's an ABC flat, okay? So to speak, not this WXY. Just gonna remove this draw right there and gonna show you here this, so not this WXY, but an A, B, C flat. Okay, possible too. That's why you can see, even if we're in some correction here to the upside, we can still get some very big push to the upside, maybe make a new all-time high, or ride even to take this high here to make a bigger and longer X wave here, for example. So we can still ride some nice 200, 300%, 100%, for example. That's pretty interesting in my opinion. But anyway, let's take the case today. We have done the X wave top. Okay, now yeah, really make sure to maybe watch this video a couple of times, because we're going to see that in this Y leg right here, we are going to do the green, yeah, the green Y leg here to the downside. The premise, we cannot finish with only a WXY. The Y leg cannot be a WXY only, so we have to look for a bigger pattern. So we're going to see three different configurations we can make into that Y leg, because it's not possible to finish only with a WXY. Okay, so it's same for this, the white WXY here. Okay, we're in a Y leg, so we cannot finish only with this. But now we are, if we talk about these white waves WXY, again the same. We cannot finish this. If I can catch that, this Y leg only with a WXY. That's why before, when I was doing this TA, as you can see here, I was already looking for this WXY X and Z here, because that was not, and even before we took the lows here, that was maybe a scam here. You can see I was already looking for this move to the downside. Why? Because the Y leg cannot finish only with a WXY. It is simple as that, really. So we look for this Z wave, a bigger, so it's WXY. You just add two more waves to the WXY X and Z. So this is for the smaller time frame for this drop. And again, just zoom out. We are in a Y leg, we have a WXY, so we'll have to look for next. If we do this WXY, we have to look first of all, in that case, for a WXY X and Z. Okay, it's exactly the same you've got on a smaller time frame. You are in a Z wave, you look for a WXY. I mean, you have a WXY, so you look first of all for a WXY X and Z. Now, bam. What we have here, we're into a Y leg, we have a WXY, so we look for a WXY X and Z. So yes, we can bounce, but be careful with that bounce. It can still rise a lot. I'm going to show you why. Okay, but first we have to look for this WXY. I'm going to show you the targets next one to have planned all the waves. Okay, so WXY X and Z. First configuration, we'll have to look for. We'll have to look now where and when do we have to change this count and to look for something else. It's simply if we start breaking this high. Why? Because the second X wave in a WXY X and Z, the second X cannot break the first X wave top. So if this second X here breaks the first X wave top, we can remove this WXY. Bam, we can delete that. Okay, delete it, and we can just take this WXY back. Right here, by the way, sorry, here, WXY. Okay, and no, we do not stay only with this. We just look for a bigger pattern in this. So what can be the bigger pattern? First, a possible ABCD triangle to finish that Y leg later. Okay, because again, we cannot finish a Y leg with a WXY. So in that case, we look for a kind of triangle first of all like this: A, B, C, D, E triangle. So range bound for a long moment, but again, it can give still, if you're trading this asset, for example, it can give some very nice long swing, short swing, long swing, short, and bam, then you get this very nice push to the upside. Okay, can give some very good trades. For investment, it's not that good, but you can, for example, buy here, and you're good, really. Okay, next we get a nice push to the upside. You minimum take the high, so it's still right. For example, I don't know, yeah, 50%, maybe even more if we really go above this high here, for example. Okay, so yeah, this is the first configuration. Now be aware that in a triangle, the B wave can break the A wave root. In that case, it's a WXY, absolutely not. It's a running triangle. Okay, so this B wave here can absolutely take here this A wave root, and here it will be very complex in that case if we do this, because the premise, if we start taking the highs, it's not really, I mean, I'm not going to look personally directly for a triangle. I'm going to look for an ABC flat. Okay, like this, simply because, yeah, a running triangle is possible, so to speak, get a B wave that takes the A wave root and then make a CDE. Okay, but if we start taking the highs, I will prefer to take a pattern that take really the high most of the time. Okay, so to speak, if we have a WXY, you have a correction, and then we get the 5 waves. You know exactly what I was talking about earlier, if you remember good here, when we make a bigger X wave here, and we make this kind of, you know, big ABC flat here, A, take the lows and get the 5 waves, and so everyone get rigged because they will look only at the 5 waves here, and so bam, we take the lows once more. Okay, it will be exactly the same configuration, but simply into the Y leg here. Okay, so to speak here, correction, we get a nice rise with a correction here to the upside. Okay, so to speak, we look for this right here, we look for a nice bounce. So yeah, we can pull some targets. For example, let's say we're going to bounce from around the swing 3rd pound here. Okay, we can look, so for example here for the 123, 127, so around $260 around there. Okay, again, it's all of this really you have to be aware of from the crypto market. You have to be aware of all this zone right here. We can also retrace from the 90%, but if we start to retrace, yeah, we can also retrace from the 90%. That is the first target, by the way, because again, it cannot be a double XY only. Okay, so you're going to say, hey, but yeah, if we retrace 90%, it can still be a WXY. No, because we are in a Y leg. So the only possible configuration is an ABC flat. So in that case, we have a correction. We have another correction. I'm just going to change the color. Perfect. It's already white. And then another 5 waves. So bam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so correction, 5 waves. And now if we start breaking the highs, we look for this right here. So bam. Oops, if I can take this, perfect. And so 5 ways to the downside. We do not necessarily take the lows, as always. When you're in a when you're in this kind of flat, we can make a running flat where we stop on the 6-1, I mean MC extension or 1-1 extension. If we start going lower than this, it's an extended flat, so we can stop on the 123 and 1618. Okay. Again, we also have to see this live in the time. For now, it's just too early to plan the targets. Okay, really too early. But just to give you an idea, for example, how do do this next? Really, if you have to, if we make this ABC, now you just pull your extension tool from the A wave root to the A wave bottom to the B wave top. From here, you just have to add your C wave targets. So MC extension 618, 71, 786, and from here, this is the first target. Then in addition to this, you add the 1-1 extension, 100%, 123, and the 1618. So this will be right here all the targets to buy possibly this asset, okay, for later, if we really have to make this ABC flats. Okay, now I'm going to remove all of this. I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna show you the targets to the downside. So in any case, if, as you can see, we make, for example, the possible bigger A, B, we still get a rise, and then we make the C here, okay, to the downside, or the A, B, C, D, E triangle, okay, or the WXY, X, and Z. That is the most probable and the one you have to take first of all. And then if we get an invasion for this WXY, X, and Z right here, we then switch, so to speak, the X wave, second X wave breaks the first X wave top. We look for a possible bigger A, B, C, D, E triangle. And if the B wave breaks A wave root, we look for an ABC flat. This is the process you have to look for. And yes, we have a lot of different configurations, but this is what we have to look at right now. And these are all the waves, really. Okay, we cannot just bet on one scenario. This is not possible. Sometimes it is, on that one it's not. That's a problem, right? So I'm just showing you the wave we have on this. So now, what are the targets really where we can buy this right now to ride a possible X wave or to ride a possible B or bigger B wave for an ABC flat? What you have to do here is simply to pull your extension tool of this WXY. You add your targets of this Y leg, okay? And in addition to this, you add the targets of the WXY XNZ. So to speak here, you pull your extension tool if you want to add the WXY targets, the Y wave here, WXY XNZ. So you pull the targets of the Y because you're still in the Y leg, okay? So you just pull the extension tool from the W root to the W bottom to the X wave top. First click, second click, third click. Then once you have your targets, what you have to do here is to add some more confidence, so to speak, to add some more, the targets clearly of this WXY, X, and Z. How to place the extension tool on this to find the Z wave targets, the blue Z wave here, like blue Z. It's very simple. You pull the extension tool from the W root to the W bottom right here to the second X wave top, and from here you have your targets to the downside. And what is the result of this? It's simply right here. Okay, so these are the targets you have to be aware of. You have to look for a possible buy. These are the targets where you can be interested in the buy, really. Okay, if we have to go more down, this start from here, I will be aware of this swing 30 pounds, for example, here. Okay, with the 618, if I can place this, that will be cool. Right there, nice, perfect. So this, for example, is the first target. So 618 here. Okay, down to the swing 30 pounds. If we start breaking this, we continue. So we are still into the higher time frame Y leg here. If I can catch that, MC extension 618, 71, 786, but again, it's a very big zone of price, so we have to add some more confidence to this. And what we can add here is simply, as you can see here, the 120 extension of the light blue, the blue light Z here. Okay, and if we start breaking this, we're simply going to look for the Z123. That will be a bit below the MC extension, which is, it's still okay, to be fair, it's a high time frame. But if we start breaking this, we'll have the Y leg 120 extension and the Z wave maximum target 1618. Okay, so these are all the targets really you have to look for a buy. To look for a buy for what next? Like I said, simply to look for a possible X wave, a second X wave for a possible bigger WXY XNZ. And again, once more, if we start breaking the first X with the second X wave right here, we are simply going to switch to, bam, this kind of possible configuration, ABCD triangle. And if the B wave here breaks the A wave root, yes, it is still possible to be in such triangle because it will be a running triangle, whereas the B wave breaks the A wave root, but I'm more going to take here an ABC flat. Okay, so I really hope that makes sense. Again, once more, if you want to see how it is possible to get all these waves, how it is possible to find all this, how to make such plan on some cryptos, you just have to go and check at the link in the description. It will be at the very beginning of the description. And yeah, you have this update. Really, it's absolutely free. You don't need to do anything. You just click the link and enjoy it. Really, that's it. So I'm not talking. I'm listening to some music for a long moment. I'm gonna you'll see so around. I don't know exactly where it is, but I am talking at some point. For example, here I'm adding, as you can see here, I am talking because I'm saying to everyone that I'm talking. I have to be concentrated. So when I'm doing my charting, I'm listening to some music, and then when I'm done, I'm just boom, pausing the music and explaining everything really. So yeah, really hope that makes sense. These are the updated tariffs. We have planned on only 2 here, so now we have 3, just the one here in between, as we have confirmed the Z wave. And yeah, so as always, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to smash that like, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications. Really, thank you so much if you take the time to do it. As a small YouTuber, this is very, very, very complex to be visible clearly on YouTube. Again, small YouTuber, I'm more a trader than a YouTuber, as I like to say. But anyway, yeah, so thank you so much for take the time or so to share the content, to write some comments down below. This helps really a lot, you know, with the YouTube algorithm. So really, thank you so much. And on this being said, I really hope you enjoyed. Take care and catch you all in the next one. Cheers.